Hi everyone, thanks for clicking on my video. In this second tutorial I will show you how I play Hammer Smash Face by Cannibal Corpse. It's one of their most popular songs and it's from their third album Tomb of the Mutilated that came out in 1992. So the tuning is E flat standard, so all the strings are 1/2 step below E standard. If you want to know about my gear, all the gear I used is detailed on my Instagram page. You have the link in the description below. And if before the tutorial you want to see my cover of the song, you can click on the headstock and let's get to it. Okay, so section 1, the intro. So you start the intro riff with a E power chord, so open low E, and second fret on the A string, and second fret on the D string. So you play this chord 3 times, and don't forget to mute between each pick stroke. After that you play a power chord on the low E string with your index finger on the 6th fret and your pinky on the 8th fret of the A string, and you slide down the neck after you play this power chord. So from the beginning, and you play this 3 times. After that, on the low E string you will play 0, 1 and 2. And with your pinky on the 5th fret of the D string you will tremolo pick, so on the 5th and on the 4th. Then you will play the whole same riff, but for each E chord you play 3 times the muted E string. So, from the beginning. So with the tremolo pick you play the section twice. Then after that you will play only the muted E string during 3 measure. It's 4 beats per measure and 4 notes per beat. So it sounds like this without metronome. And you finish with the E power chord. Section 2. Let's call the next riff the high single note riff. You want to use 1 finger per fret, starting with your index on the 6th, and we only use alternate picking, starting with the downstroke. It goes 7th fret of the A string, open low E, 9th fret of the D string, 8th on the A, 7th on the E, back to 8th on the A, open low E, 6th on the low E. You play this riff 4 times. Then we switch to the low single note riff. It's still alternate picking, but no more 1 finger per fret, sorry. So I don't play it like this on my cover, but the way I will show you is easier to stay clean. A string, middle finger, 2nd fret, index on the same fret but E string, pinky on the 4th fret of the D string, Q3 with index and middle finger on the A string. Second fret on the low E with index. Open E string. And then index on the first fret of the low E. You play this riff 4 times and then you go up to play the high single note riff we just learned 4 more times. Next section, so I call this riff the slide riff. So we want to play the open low E but muted, just once. Then a power chord on the second fret of the E string, that you slide 1 fret higher and then you go back on the second fret. So from the beginning. Then you play a pinch harmonic on the 5th fret and you bend it a whole step or a whole step and a half, it depends. It doesn't really matter, but you have to hit that pinch harmonic. So from the beginning. Sorry. And then you play this small section 8 times. Small bridge after that, you play the muted open low E, then power chords on the 3rd fret of the E string, 2nd fret, After that we have the first legato riff. So you start index finger on the 7th fret of the A string. You hammer on the 10th and you pull off back to the 7th. You do the same thing 1 fret lower. Then a succession of power chords. E string 7th fret, 6th fret, A string 5th fret, then E string 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret. From the beginning. Then same pattern but lower, starting from the 3rd fret on the A string. Hammer on the 5th fret, back to the 3rd with a pull off. Then you do the same thing 1 fret lower. Then power chords, E string 3, 2 and 1 on the A string. Then back on the 3rd of the E string, 2nd and E power chord. From the beginning of the section. You play the first legato riff 2 times. Next part is the second legato riff. You put your index finger on the 2nd fret of the A string and you hammer on to the 5th and you pull off back to the 2nd. Then you do the same thing 1 fret lower. Then a power chord on the 2nd fret of the low E string. You slide it up to the 3rd fret and you slide it back to the 2nd. And then like the slide riff, pinch harmonic, bended pinch harmonic on the 5th fret of the low E. So from the beginning. And you finish with the muted low E. You play this sequence 4 times. Then we have a small transition, power chords on the 3rd fret of the low E, then 2nd, then the E power chords. After the transition, you play the first legato riff twice again. Then you will go on with the slide riff 8 more times. Okay, section 4. You play the beginning of the intro riff. Then you do the same thing as the intro, but all notes are tremolo picked. And you do the tremolo part 3 times. So from the beginning. After the tremolo pick section, you will play on the low E string 0, 1, 2, 2, and a power chord still on the 2, on the second. You do it twice. So this section from the beginning. After that, you will play the low single note riff 4 times. 4 times. The high single note riff 4 times. Then the slide riff 8 times. Then you add the same transition as before, power chord on the 3rd fret of the low E, then 2nd fret, then E power chord. After that, high legato riff twice, etc. Then the low legato riff 4 times. Sorry. Section 5, you play the intro riff 3 times. 3 times. Then we have the slow riff, so E power chord 3 times. But you don't have to mute completely between each chord. Then index of the 2nd fret of the low E, 1 pink stroke, and only hammer-on and pull-offs. You play 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. Then power chords on the 1st fret low E. Then E power chord. Sorry. Then on the 6th fret. And you play this section 8 times. Section 6, we have the high tremolo riff. You start to tremolo pick on the 7th fret of the A string, then 10th fret, then 7th fret, then 6th, and 9th. Then power chords on the low E string, 7, 6, and 5th fret of the A string. Then 3rd fret of the A string, tremolo pick again, 3rd fret of the A string, 6, 3, 2, and 5 to finish. And then power chords on the low E string, 3, 2, and A string first fret. So from the beginning. You play this sequence twice. Then we have the low tremolo riff. You tremolo pick the A string 2, 5, 1, 4. And then power chords 3, 2 on the low E and 1 on the first on the A string. Sorry. You play this sequence 4 times. Then you play again the high legato riff 2 more times. And finally, section 7, you play the slide riff 8 times. 8 times. Then the intro riff just once, and you finish with an E power chord.